You know, for various reasons, you get pissed off or you don't argue anything. Yeah, that's happened in the past, but you know, professional fighters are professional fighters.
Anything from Alex Krassyuk yet? You probably won't. You know, but the whole thing is, I feel that something had to happen. Something had to happen on the grounds of some type of disagreement.
Frank Warren might be doing his best to downplay the situation, but let's not kid ourselves. This isn't just another behind-the-scenes shuffle. When a fighter like Alexander Usyk parts ways with longtime promoter Alex Krassyuk just weeks
Cheers. Obviously, look, we bought
before a major bout, it's a seismic shift. This isn't a minor contract snag or a simple rescheduling hiccup. It's a bold, career-defining move. To be fair, Frank's right about one thing. Usyk is the consummate professional. He doesn't unravel under media pressure or let public perception dictate his mindset.
He's been together so long and you're used to them being together and you're used to Krassyuk. But he delivers great lines for...
Trains, he prepares. And when the bell rings, he performs. Whatever disagreements went down behind closed doors, Usyk's eyes remain locked on the task ahead, not the noise outside the ropes. Still, this is where things get interesting. Even seasoned journalist Gareth A. Davies, who's seen his fair share of boxing shake-ups, admitted he was shocked. For years,
has split with his long-term promoter, Alex Krassyuk. Now this has come as a surprise because there was no rumours, there was no conversation of these two having any...
Usyk and Krassyuk were a package deal. When you thought of one, you thought of the other. Krassyuk's voice constantly advocating for Usyk outside the ring. But here's the reality. Good press quotes don't win fights. Krassyuk was the media figure, the mouthpiece. But Usyk, he's always let his fists do the talking. This split feels deeper than a business decision. Maybe, just maybe, it's Usyk reclaiming complete control over his voice and career. It's him stepping out from the shadow of the media operator and saying, I run this. And if that sounds bold...
You know, he's training and preparing for the best version of Usyk, which is a great fight.
It is. But boldness is etched into Usyk's DNA. He's never been afraid to stand alone, whether it's walking into hostile territory for a title fight or making a decisive call like this. What's most impressive, though, is the way Usyk handled the entire situation. Quietly, efficiently, and without fanfare. No social media rants, no emotional press conferences, no finger-pointing. He didn't air dirty laundry or chase headlines. He moved like he always does, in silence, with precision. Calculated, strategic, and clean. There's no doubt Krassyuk was caught off guard by the time.
Usyk is an aging champion that's at the end of his career. So why would it mean anything now for you to leave Alex Krassyuk?
The heavyweight division. But didn't just beat Anthony Joshua Usyk once. Knew exactly what he was doing. Twice. This was a combination of skill, it was heart, and ring IQ. It was a tactical few in the sport can match. A champion trimming the fat, not a decline, cutting away distractions, dominance, and sharpening his focus ahead of yet another dangerous because it shows Usyk isn't coasting or clinging to routine. When the bell rings, he's shifting gears. It's not the promoter who takes taking risks. It's the fighter owning his destiny. And Usyk isn't the kind of warrior true champions who lets offstage drama taking full ownership of every aspect of his career. Krassyuk may have been a constant sign of decline, but once a sign of evolution. Usyk is the one who makes every Alex call that counts. So no, this isn't the story of a partnership ending.
But the whole thing
it's the story of a champion leveling up, cutting ties with what no longer serves him, making hard decisions not for comfort, but for greatness. And while we're here, let's put to rest the tired narrative of Usyk being an aging champion. Helped guide the ship. He might be 37, now Alexander Usyk's engine is steering it solo. And that, frankly, makes him even more dangerous. Here's another point that can't be ignored. The eerie silence from Krassyuk since the split. If this was a mutual, friendly parting, why the sudden radio silence? Krassyuk was never shy with a microphone. He loved the spotlight, thrived in front of cameras, and was often the first to speak on Usyk's behalf. Now, nothing. And that silence speaks volumes. Something cracked behind the scenes.
being a heavyweight, being the champion of the world now, and he's on his way up. Where Usyk is in his 37 is in a top position now. Yeah, so there is no other.
Maybe it was a disagreement over strategy. Maybe it was a power struggle. But one thing is crystal clear. Usyk made the decision. And when he moves like this, there's no backtracking. That's what separates champions from contenders. Decisiveness under pressure. While fans and media speculate, Usyk isn't engaging in gossip or playing damage control. He's operating with military precision, quick, clean, and cold. That kind of mental clarity, especially in the heat of fight camp, is terrifying. The message is simple. Usyk doesn't flinch. Not from opponents, not from opinion, not even from internal disruption. Meanwhile, in recent interviews, Krassyuk's tone has shifted. It's subtle, but noticeable, as if he's already moved on. But let's not mistake quiet for closure. Just because Krassyuk isn't speaking publicly doesn't mean all is well behind closed doors. In fact, the lack of comment only strengthens the suspicion that this wasn't an easy or expected separation. The timing, so close to another high-stakes fight, suggests deeper tension that both parties would rather leave unspoken. Champions aren't just tested in the ring, they're tested in the chaos outside of it. And let's be honest.
Right now, I believe Usyk has more fans in UK than any of the
Krassyuk may have misjudged
UK
Usyk's hunger to evolve. Maybe he thought Usyk had already peaked, that it was time to manage and maintain. But while Krassyuk was thinking of preservation, Usyk was plotting ascension. New levels, new chapters, new legacies. That mindset difference is monumental. Usyk isn't interested in simply defending his throne. He's building an empire. And Krassyuk is no longer needed in that castle. Now let's shift the spotlight to Daniel Dubois. Credit where it...
Dubois shot in that fight. It's a good time. I mean, a little bit of inactivity because of the fight falling through against Joseph Parker, but, you know, it's exciting. And I think...
Olympic gold, unified world titles in 2 divisions, wins on foreign soil, and now unshaken focus in the wake of a major professional split. That's not just experience, it's depth. Dubois is strong, no doubt, but strength alone doesn't win rounds. Bravery is admirable, but it won't outlast elite skill and ring IQ. Usyk has faced bigger men, stronger men, smarter men. He's beaten them all. Risk? Usyk doesn't fear it, he masters it. And here's the twist.
Like you said, like Daniel hit him with that shot and he never capitalised on it.
Yeah.
I sparred him for maybe 40 rounds in 2 weeks. I didn't hit him with one shot. Dubois might have, if that was a legal shot, I don't think it was. But good luck at him again. Hitting Usyk with 2 clean shots in 12 rounds is an unbelievable task.
Usyk has won over the UK fan base in ways few foreign fighters ever have. This is the man who beat Anthony Joshua twice, once in London, and never disrespected the fans. That kind of sportsmanship sticks. While other fighters campaign for fan loyalty, Usyk earned it through grace, grit, and greatness. Frank Warren knows this well. That's why when Usyk walks into Wembley, it won't feel like hostile ground. It'll feel like a second home. The ultimate irony? A Ukrainian fighter with more UK crowd support than some of Britain's own heavyweights. And that says it all. Everything about Alexander Usyk, the man, the fighter, the mindset, points to one thing. Fans should expect a masterclass. And if you're still unsure, just listen to the voices of those who've actually shared the ring with him. British heavyweight Dave Allen didn't hold back in his assessment. Allen said what many won't. Usyk is nearly impossible to hit clean. Over 40 rounds of sparring, Allen described Usyk as a ghost. Even when Daniel Dubois managed to land a solid shot, Allen recalled, he couldn't follow it up. That's the difference between being dangerous and being elite. Usyk doesn't give you second chances. Miss once and he's already out of range. Land once and he's already slipping your next punch. That's what makes him so terrifying. Not just the footwork and timing, but the laser focus. Dubois might land a couple shots if he's lucky, but turning that into momentum, that's a fantasy. This isn't a domestic showdown. This is a 12-round chess match against the Grandmaster. Trying to break Usyk's defense is like trying to crack a bank vault with a hammer. Best of luck, Danielle. You're going to need it. And if that's not intimidating enough, let's talk about the Mayweather factor. Yes, that Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated legend of defense and ring IQ, has reportedly offered pointers to Usyk. Floyd doesn't waste time on hype jobs. If he's sharing wisdom, it means he sees something worth refining. Usyk is already one of the most technically gifted heavyweights of this era, but even a sliver of Mayweather's timing, patience,